Naruto, Ino's 10 best quotes, ranked. Ino could have been given more screen time, but she uses the time she has to deliver some powerful, flower-inspired lines. When considering inspirational quotes within Naruto, it's hard not to immediately think of the titular character himself. After all, from the very beginning, his ideology was that he never goes back on his word, and he's quick to give emotional speeches. Whether it's about himself or directed towards someone else. While Naruto definitely has the most impactful speeches of anyone in the series, that doesn't mean that other characters aren't given their moments as well. Take Ino Yamanaka, for example, who helps out at her father's flower shop and plays the role of Sakura's love rival for quite a long time. She might not get as much time on screen as Naruto's squad, but she still helps to drive her squad forward and keep them together, and has quite a few impactful lines of her own. 10. There's no meaning to a flower unless it blooms. Due to her work at the Yamanaka flower shop, Ino consistently uses flower analogies and talking to others about their growth. This is particularly true when it comes to Sakura, who Ino helped come out of her shell after she was being bullied by other girls for her childhood appearance and insecurities. This particular quote is a bit of a bittersweet one, given Ino's time helping out at the flower shop. Ino likely witnessed many flowers that never bloomed into beautiful maturity. So she compares this to others' growth, believing that it's a waste if they can't blossom into their full potential. 9. We don't want to fight him either. But it's because we know him so well that we can stop him with the least risk to the army. Ino, Shikamaru and Choji all care for their late sensei Asuma greatly. This makes it all the harder for them to fight him whenever he's revived during the Ninja World War by Orochimaru, but Ino acts as an incredibly mature emotional support for the rest of the group. Choji especially had a hard time coming to grips with the reality of harming his sensei, but Ino was there to help him work through this. She states that she and Shikamaru aren't keen on the idea either, but they knew Asuma better than anyone else and would have the easiest time stopping him. 8. Her head's so empty, I mistook her for a vase and put flowers in her. Although she isn't seen fighting all too often, Ino is an incredibly versatile fighter who backs up her bite with a fair bit of bark. She often incorporates her knowledge of flowers and her grace into her fighting style, and she doesn't mind doing it with some added snark. She'll typically cast an illusion of flower petals to daze her enemy and make sure she has a good shot before directly hitting them with a poison wolfsbane flower, showing off her intellect and accuracy. 7. Gorgeous and violent. I'll bloom on the battlefield. Ino is a great example of a character who doesn't allow her looks and feminine charm to get in the way of her ability to dominate the battlefield. She takes her father's and clan's legacy quite seriously, and is driven to carry it on as best she can. Although she's quite prideful about her appearance and puts a lot of work into how she looks, she also applies that same pride and effort to her combat skills as well. She sees the battlefield as a place where she can blossom into her full potential instead of something to fear or shy away from. 6. Whether it's using my sensory skills to protect the village or making people happy with the flower shop, they're both important to me and things I want to do. Ino is a character who doesn't allow herself to settle, no matter what. She goes after what she wants even if it seems impossible to attain, such as balancing her duties as a shinobi with her duties at the Yamanaka flower shop, especially after her father passes. She understands the value of having clear goals and knowing exactly what it is one wants out of life. This is something that can consistently be seen in her character, whether it's her shinobi duties, her shop responsibilities, or taking charge of her love life. She doesn't let any area falter just because she's a ninja. 5. Sakura, you've bloomed into a beautiful flower. For an incredibly long time Ino and Sakura were at odds with each other and considered one another rivals when it came to getting Sasuke's attention. This caused a rift in the powerful foundation of friendship they'd built, with Sakura deciding to break things off completely between them. This bond is slowly restored over time. And once they're back in each other's lives as more than petty rivals, Ino shows a rather mature side of herself. While they can still bicker at times, she's no stranger to handing out praise as well. Telling her childhood friend that she really had blossomed into a beautiful flower. 4. Beautiful flowers have thorns too, you know. Ever since her starting days at the academy, her appearance is something that Ino has put a lot of effort into. Growing her hair out may have started as simply a vie against Sakura for Sasuke's attention. But even after he leaves, Ino takes this part of herself quite seriously. However, she still understands that even the most beautiful of shinobi, or flowers in her other line of work, are capable of having deadly sides to them. It's nice to hear her make references to her other passion, as most characters within the series are only driven by their ninja or personal duties and don't have other hobbies or jobs that they're invested in as well. 3. It's not a matter of can or can't, I'm doing it. It's easy to get stuck in one's own head and doubt their ability to do something. This can get in the way of being able to attempt something at all. Regardless of whether it's something one has to or genuinely wants to do. There are plenty of moments where characters are shown doubting themselves and their abilities, but Ino remains strong and steadfast regardless of the challenge. To her, it doesn't matter whether or not it seems like she'd be able to accomplish something, she'll jump headfirst into the fray and give it her all anyway, which is incredibly inspiring. 2. I believe you have the potential to bloom into something even more beautiful than a cosmos. Doubting your own potential goes double and others make fun of you for not being as far along as them. Or if you start getting trapped in the downward spiral of comparing yourself to others who seem to have it all together. Ino understands this in a way that's worded rather beautifully when combined with her usual flower analogies. During their childhood, she tells Sakura that late bloomers are perhaps the most beautiful of all, and that she might one day bloom into a kunoichi even more beautiful than a cosmos flower. Which did end up coming true in the end. 1. I thought it would be a waste for you to wither away as a bud. Ino is someone who's able to see the potential in others even if they're unable to see it themselves. She has enough of a strong, driven personality to motivate others into doing their best, as seen with both of her typically unmotivated squadmates, Choji and Shikamaru. When she comes to Sakura's defense when she's being bullied in her childhood, Sakura asks why Ino would take the time to stop and help her. Ino states that it would be a waste for her to wither away as a bud before being able to blossom into her full potential. Which in turn helps motivate Sakura to have more faith in herself.